One of the absolute coolest things about Claude right now is the ability to download skills. And a skill is as simple as it sounds. It's just the ability to understand, the ability for Claude to understand everything there is to know about any different skill, especially when it comes to digital marketing. This is super important. You can have SEO skills, AI SEO skills, copywriting skills, email skills, sales enablement skills, email workflow skills, conversion rate optimization, page optimization, form optimization. There's a ton of different skills that it takes marketers decades to learn. And Claude, if you have the right repositories, if you have the right source of the data, Claude can learn those skills at an expert MIT style level like that with just a copy and paste. So that's the coolest thing that I'm finding right now. But the second coolest thing is you can use Claude in Google Chrome, and it can actually control your Google Chrome without you even being there. This is what agents do. And I'm actually doing this right now and combining these two things together. So if you see, I have my Claude open right now. I typically am using Claude desktop just because I like the interface better. However, I'm going to go over to this. And what you'll see here is you will see a GitHub repository by Corey Haines. And shout out to Eric Sue for turning me on to Corey Haines because he has every single marketing skill that I can possibly think of in his repository, and they are well documented. So what I have done is I've pulled up the Claude browser extension, which is available in Google Chrome when you download the Claude desktop app, and I have given it instructions. I said, I need you to cross-reference all the skills I currently have uploaded in Claude with the skills that are available in the Corey Haines 31 GitHub repository. Now, side note, you'll notice that some of these things are misspelled. It's because I'm using Whisperflow, and you can find my link to that. It has absolutely changed the way I work. I get through emails in half the time. I can prompt Claude. I built an entire working app in just 1 week, just 15 hours actually, just by talking to Claude. So anyway, I already have my Claude pulled up here, and I have the skills, which is available under Customize. You can literally take skills. I'll just show it over here in a different tab. So with Claude, what you can do is customize skills, and then over here you can add write skill instructions. And what this does is it pulls up a option, the name, obviously the description, and then the instructions. So Claude works with markdown files really well, and that's what all of these are. So if you'll look down here, you can just see all the skills that are already available in Claude, and you just have to go approve them. But then you have skills that you can upload yourself. So there's a lot of creators out there, marketing creators, AI creators, that are offering skills in markdown files as lead magnets, which is really cool. It gives their unique spin on their expertise, which they've developed over years, and I'm very grateful for them. Daniel Bustamante, who is a copywriter, ghostwriter, he had a couple of these. And by the way, Daniel, if you're listening to this, you live in Phoenix and so do I, so we should definitely get coffee sometime. But he has a couple of these that I downloaded myself. Brainstorm AI-powered lead magnet ideas, analyze my content and brainstorm 10 lead magnets. But all of these that I've uploaded, as you see here, all the way up to page CRO, these are all from the Corey Haines repository, which is over here. So you can see what's going on. Right here, I have page CRO. That is the one that I'm showing you. But over here within this Claude group, the sync GitHub to skills to Claude, that's the group that I'm running my agent in right now. That's the group that this is happening. So it's the first time that I'm doing this actual run. And I'm pretty sure that there is, it will have to ask me permission to go to each page. So if it starts on the repository like this is another one, David East. I was looking for a Gemini skill there. Let's see, what's another one? This guy, agency agents. So there's, again, engineering, integrations, marketing, project management, scripts, tons and tons and tons of skills. But you can see as I go over to one of these and I just open up, let's say product, this is a new page from the previous page. And I'm pretty sure that Claude is asking me for access, like permission to go to each one of these. So filling out paywall upgrade details. Interesting. Yeah, paywall upgrade is not something I need to pay, that there's something behind an actual paywall. This is the skill that it's downloading. You can see paywall upgrade CRO. So what it's doing is every time it clicks in on a new skill, you can see these are md.md markdown files. You can click into that and it will show you, this is what an example of what a skill looks like. And you can just click right here, copy raw file. And when you copy that raw file, that's what you bring. I'll just do it as an example so I can show you what Claude's doing. Copy raw file. And then when I come over here to my Claude skills, I'll add a skill, write skill instructions, and then paste it here. And typically it will have a name like this. I'll just copy that, paste it up here in the skill name, and then I will copy the description and paste that here. So this is what I was doing manually over and over and over. I had like 10 skills that I've copy and pasted like this, and then I'll just save it. Hopefully it doesn't give me a YAML error. Nope, looks good. So that's what Claude is doing for me. It's going in and it's literally grabbing each one of these skills. Now it's taking quite a while, as you can see. Like instead of just hitting the copy button, it is triple clicking, which means like select all. And that's what it's doing. Yeah, look, press key Command A is select all, type. So I'm not really sure what it's doing right here. I think it might be going over here and checking. Oh, look at that. Look, you can see, that's crazy. All right, so it is literally doing exactly what I asked it to do. And as this finishes, I'm gonna show you another thing that we can do. So when it's done, let's see, related skills. What's at the bottom of this? Related skills. Okay, let's go over here. And once it's done, boom, it clicked create, and then it created this entire skill, copied over from here without me doing anything. You can see that it's gone back to the next skill, which is pop-up CRO. So this is how I'm using agents to actually, I'm using Claude Agent to make Claude smarter so that I don't have to go and learn pop-up CRO skills. I can just go into Claude and I can command that skill. So if I want to, let's say, onboarding CRO. Okay, so this is a skill, just to give you context of what this is. When the user wants to optimize post, sign up, onboarding, user activation, first run experience, etc. So onboarding CRO, conversion rate optimization, this is a great example, I hope. So I'm just gonna open up this and I'm gonna say something like, help me optimize the conversion rate for my onboarding flow of my new app called Willmanic AI. Okay. Here's the website. Then I'll type it in. Oops. The website is www.willmanic.ai. And then what I'm going to do is use the onboarding. Yeah, I think you have to do these in a project. Okay, so let's do this. Use the onboarding CRO, I think is what it's called, skill. So now, by the way, Willmanic is an onboarding in itself. It's not a lead magnet, but it is a lead magnet. I'm really hot and heavy on this idea of go-to-market experiences. There's way too many people, I think, in the marketplace that are saying, hey, if, you know, long LinkedIn post, this is what the thing does. If you want it, comment CRO in the comments, and I will send you over this file or this document. Now, that is all fine and good. and it's a great way to capture leads. And, but what I find is that there's so many people doing it, and it's so easy to raise your hand. Usually it's just, I'll send it to you in the DMs, and then they can collect your email through the lead magnet. All fine. But what that does is it puts people into a nurture sequence, and then the email list continues to grow. And I am doing that myself as well, but it delays the time to value. For myself, if I download like I showed you with Daniel Bustamante, if I downloaded his lead magnets for skills, like for Claude, that's amazing. But I have to go in, and there's several steps that I need to take in order for me to get value out of the lead magnet. So, all right, look at this. So instead, if you go to Willmanic AI, you'll see what I mean. It's a go-to-market experience where you get your value much faster than if you were to just download a lead magnet. It does take about 5 minutes, but by the end of the browser session, you'll have a small version that gives you proof that I can execute and deliver what it is that you came for in the first place. So anyway, I said, help me optimize the conversion rate for my onboarding flow. And I said, reference this onboarding CRO skill. So that's what I wanted to know, if it's actually referencing. Good. Now let me fetch. All right, great. I have the full flow. And by the way, Claude built this entire experience. So hopefully it can, assess the skills. So this is a product type. It's a B2B SaaS adjacent tool. Agency owners, free lead gen to book to call. Boom. Aha moment, completing the brand brief and seeing the 3 content pieces. Exactly. That's the point. And the core conversion goal is to book a call. Great. So it is, it looks like it's literally referenced the skill, and it's now giving me like, oh, it looks like there's a dual CTA on the final step, which means 2 CTAs like, I see. Let's build your brief and then build my personalized content. So there is in the flow, there's 2 separate kind of like pauses where the user will need to engage with the flow. They mean the same thing, but look like different paths. I completely agree. The impact is high. So if you reduce the decisions that a user needs to make and communicate that, look at this. The splitting of the attention costs you 10 to 20% of landing page action rate. So what that means is if the user is confused or the user has to do like one step too many, they will bounce off the page, or they will not convert because they may feel like it was too much effort for them to put in. This is great. Recommendation, 1 primary CTA. By the way, let me just show you this so you understand what I'm talking about here. This is Willmanic AI. And what you do, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but just so you get an idea, you put your name and email in, you put your website and your LinkedIn, and then you go to the next step, which is build your personalized content. Once you click start the conversation, a voice AI has a conversation with you that takes context from your LinkedIn and from your website, and it pulls context in from the internet and uses that along with obviously the secret sauce in the background that I've built to have a conversation with you and extract your unique perspectives, your understanding, your expertise. And then it uses all of that context, creates a brand brief, and then it uses that brand brief plus the additional context, and then creates 3 pieces of thought leadership content, all within the same browser session. So what Claude is saying is there's too much going on, basically. So this wins, great. You need to kill or demote the second button. Okay, I agree. That's cool. So anyway, that is what we're doing, is we are building skills here in Claude. You can see the last time that we came here, it had just updated the paywall upgrade CRO. And let me just look. Okay, always allow actions on this site. So there you go. It was waiting for me to give it this action, but now I'm just going to say I allow all actions. So this should run. Honestly, if I walk away and come back, all of this is not even the right one. Corey Haines. Nope. Shoot. That's not even it. Oh, look at this. 5-hour limit reached. I guess I am cutting this video short because I have been on Claude for 5 hours now. And I basically feel like I haven't closed my eyes a single time. So What I'm trying to say is Claude is badass. And if you're not up to date with skills, go to GitHub or even just Google like GitHub, whatever industry you're in, skills for Claude, and you'll probably find some really cool stuff. So hope that's helpful. See you next time.